discuss about text function. Under text function, we are going to discuss left, right, mid, len, trim, concatenate, and find. This text function can help you, for example, when you are given a bank statement, and under bank statement, we have column of transaction details. Under column of transaction details, you can be asked to retrieve the name of the person who made the transaction. To do that, you can achieve that by using text function, whereby you can use left, right, mid, left, string, concatenate, and find function. Introduction. Introduction. We have Microsoft Excel for a powerful set of functions for manipulating text data. Understanding this function can significantly improve your ability to clean, extract, and analyze textual information within your spreadsheet. This presentation focuses on five fundamental text functions, that is find, line, left, trim, right, and mid. We will start with a trim function. And a trim function is a primate in Excel and used to improve what? Irregular text spacing and keep single space within between words. For example, you have been typing words, you have been typing names of people in organization, and you discover that you want to remove those spacing. You can't do it manually. It will be a workload. We what you don't want to do that. You can use trim function to to eliminate or to remove those spacing so that you can remain with a single spaces. You can just type in a cell whereby you just is equal sign trim, then you specify if it is in single cell or if it is in a range of what? A range of cells. We have right function. Right function, it helps you to retrieve a chosen number of characters counting from the right side of an Excel cell. This, the chosen number has to be greater than 0 and is set to 1 by default. When you just type is equal sign right, then you specify the cell you want to retrieve. It will just retrieve one letter from the right because you haven't specified the number of characters that you want to retrieve, as we will see in our examples. We have also right function can be applied on the range of cells, whereby you just specify the start cell, then the end cell. We have the right function, the opposite of right, whereby in the left function, you just retrieve a chosen number of characters counting from the left side of an Excel cell. It also do the same thing with the right function. By default, it is set by to 1 by default, whereby you just type is equal sign left, then cell. Then you can specify, you can also work with the range of cells, whereby you can specify the start cell, then the end cell. We have the length function. For example, in a transaction details, you want to find out how many characters are in that transaction details. You can use a length function to find out the total characters within that transaction detail. It applies to letters, numbers, spaces, and special characters. We have you can just is equal sign line, then you specify the text or the cell or the cell reference that you want to output the total characters within that cell. We have the mid function. The mid function helps you to extract as substrings, that's a specific number of characters from the middle of a text strings starting at a specified position. When you're working with a mid function, you need to specify the text, that's the text. Then you need to specify the start number. What is the position of the text you want to retrieve? Then after that, you specify the number of characters you want obtain at the end. You have find function. Find function will help you. For example, when you're working with the transaction details, it has send, then the name of the person that who did the transaction or who sent that money by. Find function will help you. You need to come up with a criteria. When you're dealing with the data, you come up with that criteria. For example, you can discover that the sent, we have the sent, then the name of the person. It applies to the whole things. For example, if you are working with a transaction, who made transaction, people making transaction, meaning that transaction details, we have the send, then the name, send, name, meaning you can use send as a criteria, whereby you can use find function, then send in quotation mark, then text that you want to retrieve, then you close the bracket. We have another function which is concatenate function. Another concatenate function is a function in Excel that allows you to join two or more text strings into one single text string. We have been working with separating left, right, yeah. Now you want to rejoin these text together. To join these text together, you just use concatenate function, and that's the end of the presentation. Then you want to go to practical now. Yes, under practical, we want to retrieve this data. For example, when you're giving a data like this, we have items, we have names, color, and ID. Now here, I want just to extract the name, the color, and the ID. To do that, you can see that the end products look good because I've been able to retrieve this text. Now I want to start from the scratch so that we can understand each other. We can understand this work that we do together so that at the end you can apply text, the text function that you have learned in the previous slide, in the previous lesson, how to do it practically. Now I'll start by left function. Under left function, let's say that we want to retrieve the text item that is smartphone, laptop, smartwatch, watch, earbuds. Now we want to retrieve this text, the item number, the item name. Now to do that, to retrieve that name or within that item column, we will use a left function. Let's say we want to use left function is equal sign left function, left function. Then text, we are basing on this text. Let's say we want to retrieve a text like, let's say 10. You want to specify the number, then hit enter. You can see that we are able to obtain the whole what? The whole name of the text. What about if we apply to the rest of the cell? When applying to the rest of the cell, we can see that on the row 5, which is laptop, you can see that we are having laptop, comma, GR, which means that we haven't achieved what we required. But we can do that to achieve what we required by setting these things to be dynamic. Setting these things to be dynamic, we will use find function. We have a criteria whereby after name of the item, we have comma, meaning comma can be our criteria. To do that, we'll just type is equal to find the position of the comma. We just find is equal sign find. Find is case sensitive. Then our criteria we are basing on comma, close the speech mark, comma. This is the text that you want to find out. Then close the bracket, comma. You can see 11 is in the comma is in the 11th position. When you're applying to the rest of the cell, you can see that 11, this position are valid. But we just need the exact item name. Item name we can go away with. We can go away with the 1 unit to remain with the exact text that you want. -1 unit. We hit enter. can see that our text is 20, 10th position, 6, 10, 16, 14, 10. You can see it is varying. After finding that, we need to apply now the left function using find function. Here, we can just, we want to use this function that we have discovered. We want to use this function. Then here you just type is left, double click, this is the text. Then instead of specifying the number of characters, we use comma, then we apply our previous function. Then close the bracket, then hit enter. You can see that we are able to retrieve the phone, the smartphone name of the item. When you apply to the rest of the set, we are able to achieve that. Now we are going to do the what? The right function. The mid function will come the last thing. Let's do the right function. And the right function, we'll say that you just type is equal sign, right, then the text, then the number of characters. I'm working with 10, let's say 10. I'm trying 10, close the bracket, enter. You can see I'm not coming up with the ID number, but I'm having some ID full colon, then number, space, ID full colon, meaning they are varying. You can see that we just need the number alone, the number ID number alone. To do that, we will have to find our criteria. Our criteria can be the ID full colon, then space, then the number of the ID. Now, to achieve that, we need to use find function within right function. We need to find our criteria. Our criteria is we are working with ID, then full colon, space. To do that, we will just use here is equal sign, find text. We are based on ID, full colon, space, close the speech mark, then comma. This is the text that we're basing on it. Then we close the bracket. You can see this is in 30th position, but it's good also to find out the length of this text. To find the length of this text within here, I can just use equal sign length, then the text. I want to find the length, close the bracket, then enter. You can see the whole length of the text, it is 14 length, but you can see that the space of ID full column space is in the 30th position, meaning we just need the remaining one. We can use 40 minus 30 to remain with the one that we need, that is 10 in number. Now to do that, we can see that the ID full column space is in the 30th position. Now to achieve what we want, we want to use this function. We'll use this function. Now here, just write full text. We are basing on this text, then comma, then the text length. We want to do some subtraction. The text length, that is length, then this is the text. After that, we close the bracket, minus the find, that is the position of what? The position of the text, that criteria, which was ID full colon space. Then that one, that close bracket. So close the bracket, when it hit enter, we are able to achieve something the what? The other unit. Let's say we want to eliminate two units. You see, we are having number alone. We are achieving something. We are having number alone, but here we're having another space, have space ID number. But to do that, we can just do three units, say three units. You can see that we are able to achieve what we required, what we require using right, length, and find function at the same time. Meaning we are able to set a dynamic what? A dynamic function. Let's now go to mid function. Under mid function, we are going to use a mid function to to obtain the middle text. The middle text, let's say it's color. We have here the name of the item, then the color, then the ID. But for us, we just need the color alone. Let's say that we use the equal sign mid, mid, then use the text. The start number, let's say that it is starting because we discovered that comma is in the 11th position. Space, let's say it is in 12th position, meaning black, the color starts from the 13th position. 13th position. Then the number of character, we are not aware of that number of character. Let's say it is 10 character, close the bracket, then enter. You can see that we are able just to retrieve or extract black and alpha, but we want black and white, meaning we can increase the number of characters, let's say 17. We are retrieving the whole thing, but we just need the let's say 20. Retrieving that, we just need this one. Let's say we are trying some value, let's say 15. You can see that we are obtaining this new use 15. When we are applied to the rest, but we are not obtaining the color for the rest of other things. And our main objective is just to obtain only a color. To do that, we will have to use a find function. Under find function, let's say we are using here find function whereby is equal sign. We want to find our criteria. Our criteria is after comma we have the color, comma, color, comma, color. Then after color we are having test, then ID. Now to achieve that, we can use our comma as our criteria. Here we just use find function, then open stitch mark, comma, close the stitch mark, that's comma, see the text that we are working on it, then we close the bracket. Then here we are going to add a 2 because we want it, we are having comma, then space, we add 2, 2, then we hit enter. You can see B is in what? Is in the 13th position. I've just find our text that from the 13th position. When you apply to the rest of the thing, the rest of the text saying gray G start from the 9th position. We have discovered that our color starts from a number that is from the start, from the first text, from the first step we are having 13, then the next step we are having 9. Now after finding the position, the position where our characters start, let's say we want to add a number manually. Let's say let's say 28. 28, so that this day 2 comma 28, then hit enter. Now to do that, we're having this as our text. We have discovered that the color starts at the 13th position. Now we want to apply our mid function on this. Now to do this, we want this function that we will use, this function we use, whereby we want to find out where our text starts. Now here we'll use mid function. Mid function, this is the text. After finding the text, we use our function, comma, our function, we find the position where our text starts, then comma, then we want to find out the rest of the text. We can specify the number, let's say 120 characters, we are not out there, close bracket, then enter. You can see that we are retrieving the color and the ID, the color and the ID. But our aim is just only the color. To do that, to achieve only the color, we will not set 28 manually. But what we will do is to use find function. Yeah, to use find function, in a new cell, we just need to do some mathematical here, whereby we want to use two data. We want to use the ID also as criterion, because we just need to retrieve only this text but not ID, now ID and ID numbers. Now to do that, we will just use is equal sign, find the text that we want. We are basing on is comma space ID ID below the speech mark, comma this text here. Yes, after that close the bracket. Now after doing this, we do we subtract our previous criteria, which was minus find text was comma space brackets, comma, then this was text, our difference, close the bracket. When you hit enter, you can see that you can obtain that here we are having 17 what 17 characters. Our black to white is 17 characters. After finding out that we have 17 characters within this text, now we can apply this text to the mid function. Just copy this function. We want to use this function here now. Here on the mid, you will just apply that function that we have discovered, that's mid. Then this function, then this function, comma, then we apply our function that we have copied, then we close the bracket, then we hit enter. You can see we are able to retrieve what? To retrieve the color and what? Color, comma. But our main thing, we just need only the color. To go away with that, we can remove one unit. Let's remove that comma. We hit enter. It's not working, meaning we had a space in front of it. Then we use two units. About units, we are able to come up with the only colors, meaning we are able to retrieve what require. We require name, color, and ID. Meaning these things are dynamic. Even if when you add here, we are adding here another value. Let's say it to in this like that. When you hit enter, you can see it is updating on the ID side. Even if you add another name, let's say you say gray and gray and blue. Let's say gray and blue. When you hit enter, you can see it is updating automatically. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like. Thank you.